If you thought that this was going to be a thorough review of the early access release of Skate, then you've probably been on YouTube way too much. I mean, honestly, I have two at this point. Maybe this is a video for the ones that just play video games with friends to pass the time and to maybe get some relief from a chaotic world. Or maybe it's less of the escapism and more of the I'm playing this because in reality life is more game-like than most normies like to admit. I find that the only way to access the entirety of what I think life has to offer is by surrendering to what is happening right now. So often we cling to the outcome, and perhaps for good reason. After all, we are all trying to make living more about exploring and enjoying rather than surviving. But as the social sphere increasingly puts pressure on us from work to friends to family, it seems that surviving is the best that some of us can do. There was a quote from an important person that I forget the name of, but it said, "It is no measure to be well adjusted in a sick society." I would go even further and say that if you measure yourself based on a society that is sick, then you are the one who's ill. I mean, take Skate for example. This game becomes really fun the more combinations and tricks that you can incorporate into the given environment. The way that you do tricks is by using a combination of button holds and joystick movements. The more precise and creative you are with these combinations, the better you become at the game. I feel like life is exactly like this, but I question if we actually take the time to be precise and creative in all things that we do. I mean, really, like everything that you do you get out of bed as precise as possible? Do you eat with as much precision as possible? Do you type, write, talk with absolute accuracy? Or as precise as you can make it? Because if you don't, and you begin to do this, you will find that you will gradually begin to slow down in everything that you do, and an overwhelming presence in the present presents itself to you. Your mind begins to empty itself, and holding this becomes effortless. It is something that takes time to cultivate. It is certainly way easier to maintain this state while being alone, but that doesn't make it impossible if the requirements aren't met. Really, it just takes a decision and effort in carrying out that decision. As far as the creative bit, I feel like this is the part that comes quite naturally to a lot of us. At least, it does for me. I guess I can only speak for myself. I mean, I'm always thinking of wacky ideas or visualizing intense patterns as I go throughout life, or daydreaming about some wild adventure that I'm only able to live out in my dreams. But maybe there's a well of untapped creativity in this precision. Maybe being precise is exactly what it takes to live out your dreams in reality. If I kickflip into a front manual, then 360 hard flip onto a 50-50 grind, and 180 pop shove that and land it squeaky clean, I would say that is creativity from precision. To cultivate that level of precision all the time is what inner power is. And maybe from that place is where we should emote and act from. After all, just like the map of Skate, in life we are given a boundary to play, and freedom can only be achieved within a boundary. It confuses me when people talk about preserving freedom because everyone always has a boundary, so everyone always has freedom. Varying amounts, yes, but still, preserving it is almost useless because it is up to the individual to be able to express themselves within this boundary. A rich man's physical boundary is probably much larger than a poor man's physical boundary. But if the rich man cannot express himself or precisely create from within, and the poor man can express himself and precisely create from within, then the poor man has more freedom. The freedom to explore the boundary and express oneself to the fullest is, I think, the goal of any gamer, which is why when you take this gaming principle and apply it to life, you can stop surviving and just start playing, because it's not that serious. I cringe a little when people tell me that video games or entertainment aren't necessary for survival, because it's as if you've made life about survival, as if survival is the highest goal in life. And I will unapologetically deny that statement every time, because no, I don't want to just survive. That's not why I'm here. I'm here to mentally, physically, and spiritually enrich myself and to express the authenticity of my being to the fullest extent possible, every time, all the time, within time. And if you played Skate, maybe you'd see the beauty in that. So, while you're grinding it out, or shoving people to get to the next thing, or flipping out over something small, don't forget to do it precisely, so that you can create something great and skate. See you next time.